lots of rockets of desire, and your vortex is full of all of these points of attraction, and your inner being stands there with them. And law of attraction is gathering all of the cooperative components for all of the things that you want. And this vortex is gestating. It's becoming more ready for you while you're getting ready for it. And the readiness that you are accomplishing is you're believing more, even though you can't yet see it, because you've come to trust the laws of the universe. You understand that there's a vibrational reality that is in the state of becoming, and that as it is getting ready for you, you must get ready for it, which means you must become more allowing, you must become more trusting, you must become more believing, you must become more ready for it, you must become more willing to accept the goodness that wants to flow into your experience, that is flowing into your experience. And if it were not for the barricades and blockages that you've put in the way because of beliefs that you've picked up along the way, these desires would manifest fast. So we want you to focus upon the idea of your vibrations turning to thoughts, and your thoughts turning to words, and your vibrations turning to thoughts, and your thoughts turning to things. We want you to think about the process of how things become, because you've decided that you want them, because the universal forces are all with you, because the energy that creates worlds is flowing through you, and most of all, because you are a creator who came here to create. Yes, in concert with your inner being, but you are the leading edge of creation. That's why you're out here, where the contrast inspires you to new ideas, to new decisions, to new preferences, to new desires. And when those desires hatch within you, they are a vibrational force that non-physical energy joins. And they are a reality that you can sense at first and see fully eventually. But you've got to get into that trusting, believing, knowing mode. And then you get to experience the sweet spot of watching your ideas turn into the things that represent the manifestation and the actualization of your life experience. You get your hands in the clay. You are the molding of the energy. Notice how robust your economy is, and compare it mentally to what the economy was like 100 years ago, or 50 years ago, or even 10 years ago. Economy is burgeoning. The world is awash in abundance, in money. And yet there are no pipelines trucking it in from other planets. These are the resources that have always been here, that are actualizing because of the thoughts of those like you. So if you will accept that you've created so much, we would like you to see your vortex as we know it to be. And if you will care about the way you feel, so that you can get yourself into what we are calling the receptive mode, up there in those high frequencies, in the pure energy, where your ideas are moving freely, and where your ideas are turning to the things of your life. But you must not block them with contradictory thought. You cannot want it, but you must not argue for your limitations. You must not continue to tell it as it is, if as it is not as you want it to be. You must tell the story the way you want it to be until you've practiced the story into your expectation of it being that way. And when you believe it, when you expect it, when you know it, when your vibrational frequency is without resistance, then there is this smooth transfer from your vibrational reality into your mind, into your ideas, into your impulses, into your timing, into your right place, right time, into your hands-on, deliberate creating of your own life experience. Not one of you said, I'll go, but I want someone else to create it for me and I'll just inherit it. Not one of you said, I won't be good at it when I get there, so I'll just wait for others to create it and then I'll just take it away from them. Not one of you said, I will go forth into the physical experience and I won't be good at this, but I will just blunder into it. Every one of you said, I'll go into my body and I'll explore and I'll decide from my personal experience. and I'll launch rockets of desire, and I know that the non-physical broader part of me will tend it. And I know that by the natural laws of the universe, that what I've decided will become bigger and bigger and bigger, while I am tuning and tuning into it, until the next logical step for me is to receive an idea about it. And you know you do that all the time. When the idea of desire flows to you, you know that fresh feeling when you know you want something and it feels so good. You know that exhilarating, satisfying feeling when an idea comes. Ooh, that sounds so good, until you kill it with your doubt or your logic or with your habit of thought. But we know you know those feelings, and if you will focus upon what some would call the birthing of the idea, it's not the birthing of it. Well, you could call it that, because you've put the components there and it has been gestating. And when the idea comes, you could call that the birth of it. But once it has come into your mind, then you must feel it as it felt when it first came. And then it will continue to delight you in all of its then becoming. We are eager to talk with you about anything that you want to talk about. This gathering is about you. It's about where you are now. It's about helping you find a little less resistance on your path. It's about helping you focus with more clarity upon what you want. And it's about you and us. Oh, a lot of us came. In fact, the larger part of you came with us. The room is full of eager energy, calling you toward a remembering of who you are. But even more than that, a taking thought beyond that which it has been before, co-creating at its best. What do you want to talk about? Some things. What a lovely day.
Hi. I want to express my appreciation. My husband died about 3 weeks ago. His transition was so peaceful, and I just wanted to thank you for helping me through that, because I was able to really focus on what was feeling good for both of us. Yeah, it was just a really good experience. And it's funny because afterwards people would say, "Oh, you're so strong." And I felt like, no, it was just not hard. And I guess my question is, when he was on the verge of dying, he opened his eyes really wide. Was he looking at us, or was he looking at where he was going?
He was looking at where he was going, and surprised and delighted.
Good. Good.
Sort of what we've been talking about here today. Yeah. First glimpse at something suspected but not really known.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I felt like he kind of absorbed your teachings, but I wasn't really sure if he had internalized them. And so that's really comforting to hear. Thank you.
The most wonderful thing about reemerging into non-physical is that in one fell swoop, you reemerge into all that you've become. And there is an immediate acknowledgement of the power and perfection and wholeness of that which you are. And because of your tuning to that through the conversations that you've had with each other and that you've had through listening, you were in a better place than most for being to tune into that non-physical energy. When someone is in the process of making their transition, there is a whole lot of attention from non-physical, which gives you a sort of magic carpet ride if you can relax and allow it, you see. And that ride, for most people, we started to say to you that even if you had not known what you knew as a result of playing with us a little bit, you would have had a lot of that anyway, because that powerful non-physical energy is just so strong that you can really feel it. But it's more fun when you're able to interpret it into your own knowing, as you were able to do. But for most people, when they have the really thrilling privilege of being next to someone who's making their transition, for most people, they feel the profound bigness of it while it's happening. And many do allow that. But then afterward, they don't feel it. because their grief takes over or their returning to normal life experience takes over. But it can go on and on and on and on and on and on and on, because the attention of your dearly not so departed upon you, if you allow it, can really enhance your day-to-day experiences.
So he's been showing me deer. Yes? Okay.
Yes.
Been seeing deer in weird places, and it's been great.
That's because you're dear to him.
Oh.
And always have been. Did he ever call you dear?
Yeah.
Talk about a literal translation. You might not be able to hear, but how about this? What is it? 4 letters, starts with D.
Thank you. What happened when he was diagnosed is I was within a few months of retirement, and then I retired during the 19 months he was ill. And so I'm feeling like, now what?
Well, there's all kinds of things that were in your vortex even before that. And now what is what's in there? Do you trust that there's anything in there?
Oh, yeah.
And do you feel that you need to define with precision what it is? Or are you willing to just get into that receiving mode and be surprised and delighted like you are every time you see a deer?
Yeah, I think I'm ready for that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So just enjoy it as it unfolds.
Okay.
You see, deliberate creation makes you feel like you have to figure it all out. And we would like, instead of you thinking about being a deliberate creator, the creator of your reality, we would like you to think for a little while in terms of being the allower of your reality, the allower of your literal translation of what's in your vortex into meaningful representation of what's in your vortex. And so it's going to be fun, it's going to be progressive, it's going to be ongoing, it's going to be satisfying, it's going to be fulfilling. It's going to have a lot of other people involved because you like to interact with other people. It's going to be extremely creative. All those things that you know on an essential level will come out in a more literal way. And you'll know every bit of it as you see it, as it pops up. Don't try to figure it out and then get a lasso and go out and bring it to you. Just trust that it's there and that you will be inspired to it. Yeah. Never endingly.
Thank you.